I can't ever give up because I can't leave my daughters.
Stuart Scott had the world in his hands. He had a glamorous career as an ESPN sportscaster anchoring on SportsCenter. He was in exceptional physical shape, and he had 2 daughters that he loved more than life itself. He had everything going for him. But then, cancer hit.
To share his story and inspire other people to fight as he did, Scott chronicles his battle in his memoir, Every Day I Fight. His touching story is so inspiring to his audience, specifically because his main premise is, well, you kick my butt, cancer, I'm going to kick yours. The story revolves around the way of how he dealt with his diagnosis in a humorous yet heart-wrenching way. He details everything that was important to him, from the physical effects of his cancer to his intense love for his daughters to his interactions with friends and celebrities.
He begins by outlining his childhood, explaining his loving relationships with his parents and siblings. Throughout the book, this comes into play as his siblings are especially supportive during the tough times of his cancer. He later goes on to play football in high school and college, which convinces him of his love of sports and fitness.
His passion for sports eventually inspires him to begin his career as a sportscaster for ESPN, in which he became notable for his large hip-hop personality. He grew very popular among audiences and his co-workers and formed a seemingly endless amount of friendships, making his diagnosis all the more shocking.
Scott looked to his daughters to overcome his obstacles by pushing Taylor and Sydney to the center of his life and spending every second he could with them. He said to himself, I want to take every note of every moment and make them count.
Throughout the book, Scott taught Taylor and Sydney lessons, telling them that life consists of 2 dates with a dash in between. Make the dash count. He inspires both of his daughters and his audience by showing them how he strives to make the most of his own life, despite the immense struggles that cancer brings.
Scott enhances the physical and psychological pain he constantly goes through and expresses the need to stay strong so his daughters don't walk down the aisle on their wedding day alone. He's not only a father to them, but rather a beacon of light symbolizing determination and courage.
When he realized that he was diagnosed with cancer, Scott says, your calendar is filled with scans, blood work, biopsies, and doctor's appointments. It was like having been in war. Flashbacks, depression, anxiety. I felt it every day. Cancer robs you of the ability to grow old.
Despite Scott's positive and upbeat attitude, he acknowledges that cancer can take you down and tear you apart, constantly making you wonder, is cancer back? Or when will cancer return again? He always feels like he can't escape the disease that follows him and haunts him and never wants to leave.
There were many times when Scott was in remission, but months later, he was diagnosed again. With cancer, he was in constant contact with doctors and lost a lot of individualism and freedom, but he tried not to have his diagnosis dictate how he lived his life. But the most anguishing part for him was how hard it was to shield his daughters from the fear.
Cancer also changes people socially. Scott observed that he didn't want to be around his work friends. He thought they would question or view him differently because he was ill. He also feared that his daughters wouldn't think the same or talk to him the same because they were afraid of his vulnerability.
He learned that he would stop at nothing to protect his daughters, and he felt the infinite support of his family and girlfriend. With all of the struggles that cancer caused, it did not come without hope and love.
Thank you. As of Sunday, I didn't even know if I'd make it here. I couldn't fight. But doctors and nurses could. The people that I love, my friends and family, they could fight. My girlfriend, who slept on a very uncomfortable hospital cot by my side every night, she could fight. The people that I love did last week what they always do. They visited, they talked to me, they listened to me, they sat silent sometimes. They loved me. And that's another one of the components of the V Foundation. This whole fight, this journey thing is not a solo venture. This is something that requires support. I called my big sister Susan a few days ago. Why? I needed to cry. It was that simple. And I know that I can call her. I can call my other sister Cynthia, my brother Stephen, my mom and dad, and I can just cry. And those things are very important. I have one more necessity. Yeah, it's really two. Two very vibrant, intelligent, beautiful young ladies. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad to Taylor and Sydney. It's true.